Good morning again. This is Austin from the High Point YWCA, and we're just want to kind of give you guys some more content, some access to healthy habits while quarantined. So we're going to go ahead and get started and kind of dive into some things you guys can do to stay healthy and stay safe while we're staying at home. So I would say with all the kind of craziness going on, and especially it's easy as we're using Facebook Live to get your news via Facebook, but just kind of want to advise you guys to utilize valid news sources such as the World Health Organization and the CDC, and so using those news sources kind of gives us all kind of the same information, and they're the experts and not just any random person sharing just their thoughts on Facebook. And so utilize valid news sources, and along with that I would say turn off the news for a little bit. Watch it in the morning for maybe 30 minutes or an hour, and then watch it in the evening for maybe 30 minutes or an hour to kind of get a recap of the day, see if there's anything new, any new recommendations, anything like that. Some of the briefings that come out of the White House are good information to tune into, but just make sure you guys are tuning into valid news sources, as well as giving yourself a break from the news, because it can be exhausting to try to keep up with all the different things that are coming out and all that. So into more so habits to do with your health, I would getting outside for at least 30 minutes a day would be my number one recommendation. The weather has been great, at least here in High Point, for us the last few days, and moving forward I think it's going to be a little bit cooler, but just as sunny and bright outside. So when you do go outside, just make sure you practice social distancing. Maybe take somebody with you, walk around your neighborhood, walk up and down the road. Just get outside, enjoy the sunshine, and get out of your house for a few minutes, and as well as going outside to be more active, get some movement and exercise. We also have classes here on our High Point YWCA Facebook page, and some of those are live, but you don't have to watch them live. We'll save them and we'll leave them up on the page for you guys to go back and watch later. So I know, like myself, I go live Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. I'm busy. And so those classes that are on our page are available to you guys for you to access. So I highly recommend completing those workouts when you get a chance. They're pretty easy to follow, require minimal equipment that you guys can do right at home. And every morning at 10:30, Charlie goes live with just 7, 8, 10 minutes of just movement, getting your heart rate up, doing something a little bit fun, and it doesn't last long at all. So we're hoping to provide more of this going forward in the next few weeks, because we at this point don't know when we'll be open again. So I highly recommend tuning in to our classes on our Facebook page. Another thing that I recommend is making phone calls to your friends and family. I've had the responsibility, and some of our other staff as well, as contacting our members, and that's been, I think, really nice to just have contact with other people. So reach out to your friends and your family and check on them and just have a conversation, because it's easy to to get frustrated talking to the same person that you're at home with, or the same few people all day. And so just kind of give yourself that outlet, make sure they're doing okay, see if there's anything you guys can help each other with, just talk and have a conversation. Along with giving yourself a break from those that you're at home with, give yourself some alone time, whether that be the time you spend exercising, or the time you spend outside, or reading a book, or making those phone calls. Just give yourself a break, because it can be exhausting and frustrating to deal with the same people day in and day out for weeks at a time. So give yourself that alone time. I also encourage you guys to support local restaurants that are still open, if that is something you feel safe and comfortable doing. Not only does it help keep our economy moving just a little bit, but it also gives you a break from feeling like you have to prepare every single meal every single day. And so giving ourselves just a small mental break of meal preparation can go a long way. And so if you guys can and feel safe doing so, please go out and support our local restaurants. There's tons of great places to eat in High Point that are still open. So I recommend doing that. And along the lines of eating, kind of trying to keep topics together here, but I've done this myself, and I recommend that you do it as well, because a question of, we're not going into the YWCA, we're not being as active. How do we manage our weight during this time? How do we, and especially we have a lot of members that have come a long way in their weight loss and in their physical progress. And so, the question is, how do we manage our weight while we're at home with seemingly nothing to do except for watch television and eat? And so I've done this, and I recommend just reducing the amount of calories you eat every day. At this point, I'm only eating 2 meals a day. I'll eat kind of a breakfast / lunch around 10:30 or 11. And then I will eat my regular dinner when it's time. And so by doing less, we require less energy. And so we need to take in less food than we're used to. And so I recommend just maybe if you get up earlier, just a small snack in the morning, and then eat a meal around 10:30 or 11, and then eat your typical dinner later. That way we're not taking in the same calories that we would be if we were going to work and going and taking our hour-long classes at the YW and doing our normal things, because we're not. And so we need to scale back how many calories we take in, because we're not burning as much. And so my solution to that is just 2 meals a day. And you may want to do your 3 meals a day, just have smaller portions than you're used to. And so that way, if you've made like weight loss progress, or you're working towards your health goals, we don't spend this like 6 to 8 week period just completely digressing. So we want to at least maintain where we're at, if not make a little bit more progress over this time. And so that's kind of my advice going forward with managing our weight and caloric intake. And so yeah, that's kind of what I have for you guys as far as some healthy habits that you can practice. Also kind of learning new things, whether it be via the internet. You can learn about different cultures or countries, or maybe places you have been and or you want to go and you want to learn more about them, things like that. Or I know some people are taking this time to learn a second language, and so just finding new things to keep our brain active rather than watching TV, just watching the news and watching Netflix all day. So let's get outside. Let's be active and be smart. And I hope to see you guys back here on our Facebook. I know tomorrow morning I'll be live for a workout at 9 a.m. And there's also others. So on our page and in your emails, there should be a list of the classes that we have scheduled so far. And so just keep looking to your email and the High Point YWCA Facebook page for updates. And thank you guys for tuning in.